today?
I've come to get my dog Frankie trained. He's a 10-year-old, 9 to 10-year-old pit bull mix, and he has some difficulties being social. So the primary reason is because I'm moving into a rental. I know that the front people in the other house have a cat. I want to make sure that he's not going to spend all of his time trying to eat the cat. He's always been dog aggressive, cat aggressive, but apparently it's only when he's with me. So I want to try and get him and me trained to the point where he does not do that. I also want to be able to take him on walks past people without people being, afraid of him or him nipping them without command. He needs to just be a nice social dog. So I'm hoping to get closer to that goal. Then other things that are not so primary, as in dangerous, is the fact that he's a little bit afraid when he walks in confined spaces. He'll gather a lot of nails on the ground and run if there are tight halls or things in the halls that he has to navigate through. For some reason, he's just started that within the past couple of months. So he's got some constant licking that he does. Don't know whether it's like a fear thing or just a obsessive thing. And I think that's about it. Just a more social dog. Maybe some off-leash training would be great to be able to recall him. If he starts running after something or somebody and they have that never fail.
Sit. We always have Frankie sit. We have a couple other dogs in here that are barking at us. We always have him sit. He step out. Okay. He comes with us. Okay. Come on, buddy. Come on. See how calmly he's coming out? If you step into him like this, your body does all the work. And you see how I just did a circle? I just stepped into him like this, close the door, and now we're going to say sit right here, and then we're going to go through the gate. You're going to see us come out on the street. So we're having him wait at every boundary, starting on the inside of the house, the leash on, so when he hits the street, he's really calm. And we are having him be calm from the second we put the leash on inside, waiting at the doorway, coming out here, and then we're going to walk through the yard. There's a couple of gates there. You're going to see us coming out onto the street. And it's just like a 2-minute process. Here at your house would probably be less. If you start the walk like that, you'll be way less reactive, way calmer. You're taking the initiative to start the training as soon as you put the leash on in there. So he never gets a chance to pull you out through the door, pull you down the stairs, pull you out on the street, because that tight leash and that overexcitement with Frankie will lead to the first person that shows up and surprises you, he'll lunge like he used to do. So that's why you have to start the walk like this every time now. So he gets out on the street. He's already in calm mode, way less reactive, way less likely for you to have an issue. And if you're going to go and meet somebody out there, which I suggest you do at the base of your driveway, do all this as you're taking them out there to meet the person. We're actually going to do that out there as well. We're going to do a greeting routine after we do this little process here. And you'll see how that works. He sits at the gate. We have double gates here, so it's an extra tough boundary. Okay, and then we've got this one, sit, where the boundary that leads out to the street where there's a lot going on. So you're always stepping through and he waits till you come back. It's totally different than the other way where you just call him to you afterwards. He really has to wait at the boundary. Okay, he has to walk through with you calmly. See how there's no pulling anymore? It's completely different than the other way, the old way of doing it. And so far we've had the 3 boundaries, 2 gates and 1 front door there. Sit. Here is sometimes he gets stuck in his little sits because he's no spring chicken. You can help him do his little sit. Never repeat the command, of course. This curb, and then we're going to walk across the street and do a little greeting routine with somebody that's waiting for us. And we'll show you how that works. But see, when he gets there to meet the new person, we just always do this little sit stay as well. When he gets there to meet that new person, he's going to be way calmer than he normally would be, and that's what makes the greeting routine go really well, and you'll see how that works. Okay. And now we're walking Frankie up to somebody. Sit. And we want him to meet in a very respectful, safe way. Always approach the new person. So with you at your house, this would be at the base of your driveway. You have that person waiting. You walk Frankie up to them, have him sit, step over, give the new person some treats of some kind that he loves, something very high value like cheese or chicken breast or something like that, and then come back. He's waiting for me to come back and pat his chest and say, go say hi. See how it works? He goes, he takes some treats out of the guy's hand. I say, come. But I would tell people at first not to try to touch him. Just let him sit. Just let him accept the gift out of their hand because of his history of not doing well with new people so many times. Just approaching them, feeling safe to accept a gift out of their hand and then you calling him back, that's huge right there. So right now, maybe don't have people pet him quite yet. Go say hi. I'm just going to do this 3 times. Send him over. See, he knows this routine really well. Come. We do it every day with somebody else, somebody different. Good. And so he's getting really good at it. Even though he's going to be handled by you and he's more likely to protect you than me, sit, because that's what he did before. And he's going to not be here anymore. I'm not going to be there. Still, the routine will be very familiar and should be enough for him to be able to get over that old behavior he had where he felt protective, because he's done this so many times with other people that he knows that nothing bad happens. He gets a special treat and then you call him back to come, and it should keep getting better and better if you do exactly what we're doing here on the video. Notice how I walked around, did a little sit stay. He's got a really good sit stay now. Go, last time, send him over. Kind of a hot day today. Come. So he's moving slowly. Good. We don't want to wear him out too much. So if you just did this with the next 10 people that come to your house, that's going to change everything. And the interaction always ends like this, and then you put them away until your visitor leaves. It's going to be really good to do it that way. He'll keep getting better and better, less protective of strangers when they come to your house. We're going to continue this greeting routine in the house because you want to bring people into your house, and I'll show you how we've been doing it here. So last time I sent him over, go say hi. He gets the treat. Very good. I'm going to give him a handful of other treats because now he's going to follow us. We're going to follow him, because you never have strangers follow a dog that's insecure and not good with people that come to your house. They need to go first, and then you're going to see, we're going to walk into the house, but he's going to go in first and turn around. He's already got the treats. We're going to go through just exactly the way we came through a few minutes ago, out on the street, waiting at every boundary. And that front door, the stranger is going to be in the house before us, and Frankie's going to be coming in after him and then getting a treat from him in the living room. And so that's the way we're going to do it, and then I'll tell you what to do from there. Here we are. Come. Hanging out with Frankie. Frankie had an issue sometimes with people in general, in public, on a leash. One of the reasons that we're not having that issue anymore is because this leash is always loose. And when you're struggling with a dog and you're restraining and that kind of stuff, it'll trigger aggression in many dogs, and it was with Frankie. And he was being very protective of his owner, of course. And so she was struggling with him, and he would get protective. And you can walk past. Yeah, we're not even here. Yeah. No, this is your place. Okay, come. So you see that? We all caught that. That was really confusing. There's a dog there. Show the dog. And this is great because this is real life, and I can't control anybody here or anything. There's a bicycle, but I don't think Frankie cares about bicycles. There's a lot going on, people approaching. You see how non-reactive he is, and you often turn away. See how he's looking at that person? Because I've called him away from people so many times. Now, did you want to come this way? The lady with the dog is watching us, I guess. That he'll look at somebody and then he'll think, oh, that means I'm going to get a treat, and just always be there now, because it's just like a snowball going downhill. It picks up speed. Every time you do this, it's more powerful. That new behavior of seeing somebody approaching and turning to you and getting paid gets stronger and stronger every time you do it. We've got somebody here, and if he doesn't, well, he did that time again, good. But if he doesn't, you always have your recall. If he stares a little bit too long, like if he stares an extra second, and I was about to call him back to come to me, but then he came back to me. But if he starts staring, and if there's any tension on that leash, like he wants to go over towards a person or at a dog or whatever, it's okay. You call him to come to you. So let's pretend he's looking at something. Come! Call him away from it. Give him a treat. So that's what we're doing now. And when we're out in public and anybody approaches on the street, don't wait to the very last second when they're 2 feet away from you. Do what you see me doing. And of course, you're not going to take him to places like this where it's crazy and there's things coming from all different directions. I'm just here with him so you can see what he can handle now. We got things coming, people coming from all different directions. He's very non-reactive now because we've been practicing so much with all of his all of his sit stays and down stays and greeting routines and sit stays at boundaries. All those things have added up to him being generally way less reactive. Now he's built up a tolerance to stress because that's really why he was doing it in the first place. And he can handle a lot more than he could handle before. He's been stabilized. Let's just stand here another second. Come. He's doing really well. Even if you think that he's fine, he's not going to do it anymore, I'd still be doing what you saw me just do. Call him away from people for a long time to come. The first 3 months back with you, do this every time. Because then, even if you think he's good to go, you want to make sure that that old behavior never comes back again. We already, you can see, have really made him a lot better, but still you need to keep doing this to make sure that he doesn't backslide once he comes back home with you and I'm not there, and that very inappropriate behavior never comes back. So keep doing this for a while afterward, at least 3 months after you get him back, to make sure that he stays this way. Okay, bud. We lead Frankie up to in front of the mat. We have him sit. Pat his chest with your right hand. He's on your left, of course. Your right hand, go to your mat. Go. And then walk him over and say down. And he's been very distracted today. And he's kind of an old guy, so give him a little chance to kind of, adjust his body to get down there. And then the purpose of this exercise is to practice this really solid downstay. No. See how if he tries to touch my hand, I'm going to pull it away? No. He needs to wait until you actually, nope. Nope. Good. See how he turned his head away? He can't touch your hand and he can't try to take the food. That's not what this exercise is about. This exercise is about him being patient, calm, waiting till you put the reward down on the mat, withdrawing, and then he takes it off the mat. And that, insisting on that, will make him respect you more. It also takes a lot more focus on his part. And of course, this mat exercise is all about developing his focus. Nope. Good. And just in the beginning, you can just walk around and practice this basic downstay where he doesn't pop up when you walk behind him. Go both ways. Always go both ways. And then reward from in front. No. No. See what I'm doing here? Good. See how he'll turn away? That's when you leave the reward there. So just kind of to accelerate this, I usually spend 5 minutes a day on this, but you can start dropping the leash when whether you're in the house or outside like this in a big space, you can walk away as long as it's a place where if he gets up, he can't, run out in the street or someplace like that. Nope. Good. There's a dog over there that he's distracted by. But we're doing this on purpose because we want there to be some sort of distractions here in the yard so that he has something to look away from and good, get rewarded for. So the reason that Yeah, I'm walking really far away coming back. The reason that we're doing this in the presence of a distraction is because every time that we work with distractions like this, no. Good. See that? I just said no and he looked away and he got rewarded. The reason that we're using distractions like this is that really, you know, with all the training, we're after the byproduct of doing these downstays and sit stays and greeting routines and all the recalls all that stuff. The byproduct of doing these things a certain way is that when he's on free time and you're not doing any training, he's just hanging out, he's way calmer in general, way less reactive. You saw it at the clip, or you will see it on this video, where we're hanging out at Home Depot and it's just crazy and there's people coming from all different directions with carts and people walking right into us and all kinds of stuff. And good. He is, look, there's a treat right there. He's non-reactive. That's the byproduct of doing this exercise every day like this and practicing in the presence of distractions like a dog over there scratching at a gate and wanting to get over to him. So we're gonna end this by, you always end it this way, you pick up the leash, come stand back next to him, pat your leg and say, okay, and he'll come up off the mat. You have him sit, and then you release him to be free by patting his chest and you say go, and he's free. You always pick this mat up because he's not allowed to go on it unless you allow him on it, just in doing this exercise exactly the way I just did it. It's not a doggy bed, so you put it down, you go get him on a leash, you send him to the mat, you bring him off, you pick it up immediately. He only goes on this mat when he's working with you. And a doggy bed, other bedding or whatever that he has, that's the free time place. You can hang out on that. This is not for resting, sleeping, hanging out on. This is just for work. This is for focus. This is the magic work mat, and you use it only like this that I did in the video. Exactly what I just did. Put it down, go get him, have him sit, send him to it, allow him off later, pick it up, put it away. So don't ever leave it laying on the ground because it will dilute the power of the exercise if he's also allowed to hang out on this and fall asleep on it. Because he's going to want to hang out on it because he loves this mat. So always use this just for that one purpose. Doggy bed is for all the other stuff.